Long ago, in a distant and nameless village, there lived a man named Ibrahim. His entire universe consisted of nothing more than a broken hut and the unbearable poverty that lived inside it. The village itself was nothing but a collection of mud heaps, a place where even the air carried the stench of deprivation. Every day before the first ray of sunlight broke through the horizon, Ibrahim would rise from his bedding. He would place his old axe on his shoulder and set off toward the forests to gather dry wood, hoping to sell it in the city market so he could arrange 2 meager meals for his family. But fate plays strange games. Sometimes a person's hard work bows helplessly before destiny. That day, winter was at its cruelest. The fog was so dense that one could not see one hand in front of the other. The old torn kurta on Ibrahim's body failed to protect him from the biting wind. As his bare feet touched the ice-cold ground, it felt as though thousands of needles were piercing his soles at once. Somehow he reached the forest. While chopping wood, his hands grew numb from the cold. Yet in his mind floated the image of his little daughter, who had fallen asleep the night before crying from hunger. Ibrahim let out a long sigh. A strange turmoil raged inside his heart. He wondered, "Oh my Lord, is this the reward for my honest fate? Is my lawful earning not even enough to fill my child's stomach?" Suddenly, from behind the bushes, he saw something gleaming. Ibrahim's eyes widened in shock. He tossed his axe aside and rushed madly toward the bushes. There, half buried in the soil, lay a leather pouch. With trembling hands, he pulled it out. The pouch was heavy. When he opened it, his eyes were dazzled by the glow radiating from the gold coins inside. So many gold coins, more than Ibrahim had ever learned to count in his entire life. His heartbeat quickened. He looked around hastily. The forest was deserted. There was no sign of another human being, only the chirping of birds, as if they were bearing witness to this twist of fate. The devil knocked immediately on his mind. "Take it, Ibrahim. This is the solution to all your problems. Your daughter will never sleep hungry again. You can build a grand house, wear fine clothes. After all, you didn't steal this. It came to you." Ibrahim clutched the pouch to his chest. But the very next moment, a fierce struggle gripped him. The human inside him shook him awake. "No, Ibrahim, this is not your provision. This is someone else's trust. Perhaps a traveler lost it here." His hand began to tremble. Beads of sweat appeared on his forehead, despite the freezing cold. He placed the pouch on the ground and stepped back. His breath grew uneven. On one side, the monster of poverty was ready to devour him. On the other stood the upbringing given by his forefathers, which had always taught him the difference between lawful and unlawful. Then suddenly a thought struck him. He is watching, the one who sits above the 7 heavens. Ibrahim's soul shuddered. It felt as if every tree in the forest was watching him, questioning his intention. He turned his face away, but hunger returned. The pain of his torn clothes returned, and so did his helplessness. He looked again at the pouch of gold. It was no longer gold. It was the scale weighing Ibrahim's faith. He wondered what he would tell his wife if he took it home. Licking his dry lips, he felt a storm raging inside. One moment he imagined himself a king. The next, he felt disgust toward himself. He sat there for a long time. The sun had risen high, yet its warmth could not cool the fire burning within him. Finally, he decided to return the pouch to its rightful owner. But where would he find the owner in this dense forest with no marked paths? Ibrahim made a choice. Instead of heading back to his village, he walked toward the main road leading to the city, hoping he might find a traveler searching for his lost possession. His body was exhausted. Hunger twisted his stomach. Yet his steps carried an unusual firmness. The firmness of a faith people often forget in times of need. As he walked, he heard the distant neighing of a horse. His heart pounded again. Was it the owner, or a bandit who might kill him? Ibrahim hid behind a large rock. Fear and hope mingled in his eyes. He tightened his grip on the pouch. His mind was fully alert now. He knew this was only the beginning, not just the test of a poor man, but the first page of a tale that would be told for centuries. The wind suddenly stopped. A deep silence spread through the forest like the calm before a great storm. Slowly, Ibrahim lifted his head above the rock and looked toward the road. There stood a man dressed in luxurious clothes, dismounted from his horse, frantically searching the ground. His face carried the same desperation that poverty had etched onto Ibrahim's own face. The man dropped to his knees, brushing aside dry leaves in panic. The terror in his eyes was the kind that appears only when someone has staked everything. The pouch in Ibrahim's hands now felt like burning coal. He feared that even a moment's delay would snap the fragile thread holding his intention together. He clenched his fist, stepped out from behind the rock, and walked heavily toward the stranger. "Sir, are you looking for something?" Ibrahim's voice cracked through the silence like thunder. The man turned abruptly, sweat covering his face despite the cold. The moment his eyes fell on the pouch, his complexion changed. He rushed forward and snatched it as a drowning man grabs a straw. He opened it immediately and began counting the coins like a madman. Ibrahim stood silently, feeling each clink of the coin strike his heart like a wound. After counting them all, the man let out a long sigh of relief. "Everything I owned was in this. Had I lost it, my years of trade would have been ruined and I would have been left on the streets." He looked at Ibrahim properly for the first time. His tattered clothes, hunger-lined face, and bare feet. A strange light appeared in his eyes. "Why did you return it?" The turmoil returned. "Sir," he said softly but firmly, "hunger is harsh, but the death of conscience is harsher." The man smiled, a smile containing more test than trickery. He pulled out a small gold ring and offered it to Ibrahim, "A small reward for your honesty." But a thought crossed his mind. Can honesty have a price? If I accept this, will my integrity become a transaction? I did not return this pouch for a reward. If I accept this ring, I won't be able to face myself in the mirror. Just remember me in your prayers. As he neared his hut, fear grew. What would he tell his wife? When he reached home, villagers stood gathered with lamps lit. But inside he froze. His wife and daughter sat before platters of food, sacks of grain stacked in the corner. His wife explained that masked soldiers had come, saying this was from the man whose most precious possession Ibrahim had returned. Since Ibrahim couldn't read, the village cleric read it aloud. "Ibrahim, by returning the pouch you proved your trustworthiness, and by refusing the ring you showed a heart free of arrogance. This is not a reward, it is a debt repaid for your labor. Present yourself at the royal palace before sunrise tomorrow." The man he'd seen searching in the dirt was none other than the Sultan, disguised. The next day, Ibrahim arrived at the palace in his same torn clothes. Guards mocked him until they saw the royal seal. Inside the grand court, the Sultan spoke. "People say honesty exists only in books, but yesterday this poor man proved otherwise." When opened, it revealed not gold, but a burial shroud, a clay cup, and the same dry wood Ibrahim had left behind. The Sultan said, "This shroud reminds us we leave the world empty-handed. The wood is your honest labor." Then he declared Ibrahim the royal treasurer. Ibrahim remained humble, rejecting bribes, distributing wealth to the needy. When a new sultan demanded he abandon his simplicity or leave, Ibrahim smiled, laid down his badge, picked up his old axe, and walked away, free. He returned to the forest. At sunset, he sat beneath a tree at peace. He had no wealth, no power, but he possessed something no king ever